I forgot what 5:30 in the morning looked like. I went to bed at 1:45, and look at these two. Up and at 'em. Well, good morning. Today is Sunday, October 4th, and we do have an anniversary today. Today is Kevin and Pam Orn's 23rd anniversary. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Happy, 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 happy anniversary. Well, I hope you have a great day. Happy anniversary. It's a little chilly here. I'm going to have to break down, put my heat on because it's very, very damp and cool. So it got down to 33 last night. We had frost warnings. But anyway, I had the boys last night overnight. Danny went bowling, and Shannon had a birthday party from people that she worked with or something. I don't know. So Shannon had called me earlier in the week and asked if I could watch the boys overnight, and I said sure. So I had them overnight, and Sebastian fell right to sleep at 8 o'clock, out like a light. Yeah, Oliver not so much. Oliver's not a sleeper. So we sat in the back room in my little she shed, and I watched TV, and he played on his Switch, and then he did video games and stuff like that. And he finally fell asleep probably about, I'd say about 12:15. I went to bed, I think, 1:30 or 1:45, something like that. And at little after 5:30, Oliver was in my bedroom saying, "Grandma, I don't want to be in here alone. It's dark in the house." I said, "Well, turn a light on." "I did, but I still don't want to be alone." "Where's Sebastian?" "He's still here, but I don't want to be alone." So I got up and went and played games on my phone, and then chit-chatted with Joan on her way to Maryland to drop Adam off back at school. And so we were texting back and forth for a little bit, and that kind of kept me awake. But I do see a nap in my future. I do see it. Not too far in the not too far distant future either, because I'm really tired. I probably require. Which funny is because yesterday's topic on Weight Watchers was about sleep, and I said, "Oh, I sleep fine." Well, I did. I slept fine. It was until I got woke up by a child alarm rather than an alarm clock. So I got what? 1:30. I got about 4 hours sleep, so I see like a 2-hour nap coming along my way, which would probably be good. It would keep me from eating. Oh, I went off the rails yesterday. I went crazy. I just you know what? The 2-pound gain was coming, and I knew it was coming. So it wasn't like a big shocker that I gained 2 pounds. I knew I was going to gain 2 pounds. So I can't even say that, oh my gosh, I gained 2 pounds. How did that happen? I weighed myself each week, and although the scale was going up and down, I could see the writing on the wall, and I could see that it was coming. I will not be doing that experiment again this week because I think that did play a lot into it. Like I said yesterday, I always say I'm going to eat out, I'm going to fit it into my plans and stuff like that. But like I told you I was going to go over my tracker and try to determine, where my highs and my lows were for my whole journey. So let's get the phone, and then I'll be right back. I'm one of those dinosaurs that still has a landline. My thinking is, if like we have a really bad storm, we lose our power in my particular area, where I live. We lose our power a lot. We've been looking into getting a whole house generator. It's a little bit out of our price range right now, but we're really seriously considering. We do have a small generator to like hook up for the refrigerator and the freezer, just so that we don't lose food. But as soon as we lose power, it seems like the cell towers go down too for whatever reason. So I'd like to have a phone, a landline, that I can at least call for emergency if I need to. But anyway, so I get back to, I've been going over my tracker, and I printed it off because I wasn't sure, because somebody had said that Weight Watchers only keeps your files for so long. I have all my little books, but I printed it off and I just put it into a folder so I can keep track of it a little bit better. But I went back and looked at how well I've done. I need to stop, and Joan and I were talking about this when we were texting back and forth this morning. I need to stop stressing about that stupid number of 100. I think that as soon as I get a goal in sight that I want to hit, that I get so focused on that I forget about my past accomplishments. I forget about how far I've come, and I just concentrate on where I have to go. And like my son Dan had pointed out, like I've lost 92 pounds. That's, did I show you the video? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I'm going to put it here.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 4th, and it's a beautiful day. It's 60 degrees. I have sweatpants on, but I think I could have wore shorts. My back's hurt this morning, but not as bad as it did yesterday. So that's a step in the right direction.
But if I already showed it, I'm not showing it again. So you either saw it before I said this or you said it now. Another topic that we brought up, Joan and I, is I bring this up all the time. There's a minimum age and there should be a maximum age for running for president. You have to be at least 35 to run for president, but you shouldn't be older than 65. If you get elected when you're 65, then you will have it written into the Constitution or the amendment that you can run for a second term, because you are entitled to try to run for 2 terms. But no, I know that at 70, my memory and my stamina is not as sharp as it was when I was 65. And like I told Joan, I am not ready for a rocking chair. So don't think that my implication is that I'm like, oh, poor Sandy, she's so old. But, I'm sure with everybody, you realize that you're a little bit slower than you were the year before. And I just think that, you just have to do that. But whatever. So getting back to my... that all brought up because I can't remember if I showed you the video or not. But I looked at the video, and my goal is this month, the month of October, which I did forget to show you one yesterday. I apologize. I did forget. Once again, 70. Ask me something from 25, 30 years ago, I'll remember it. Ask me something that just happened yesterday or last year or something. I'm going to have to think, what did I do? But anyway, I forgot my thought again. Oh, Sandy. Anyway, I was looking. Oh, I forgot to put my video up yesterday. See, it takes me a half a second to think. I forgot to put the video up yesterday, but I do plan on showing a video, not so much to remind you, or not to show you how far I've come, as to remind myself how far I've come, and stop concentrating on how far I have to go to reach some magic number that is going to make what difference in my life. It really, 92 pounds or 100 pounds, I mean, sure, 8 pounds more will make me feel a little bit better. It really will. Clothes will fit a little bit better and everything. I'll get a little bit of money from my brother because I won a bet. I'll feel a sense of accomplishment because it's something I've been striving to do for like 40 years. But it's not going to change who I am as a person. It's not going to change my outlook on my life. It's not going to change any of that stuff. So I went back on my tracker, and I noticed that how well I was doing at the beginning, because like in the first set of like getting out of the 300s into the 200s into the 90s, well, that was a no-brainer. I lost like 6 pounds my first week because I was gung-ho. So it took me less than a week. Well, it took me a week, but it took me a week to get into the 90s. To get out of the 90s took me 5 weeks. Not too bad. To get out of the 80s took me about 20 weeks because then I was getting a little complacent. Anyway. So then I got into the 70s. It only took me 11 weeks to get out of the 70s and that into the 60s. So that was kind of like a combination, because I was kind of jumping back and forth between the 60s and the 70s and the 60s and the 70s. Then became the 50s. I so wanted to get under 250 because I have a doctor's scale, and there's that big clunker thing where you clunk to 150 and then you clunk to 200 and then you clunk it to 250 and then you clunk it to 300. Well, I had already collected from the 300 to the 250, so my goal, and that's all I concentrated on, was getting to that goal of unclinking that 250 onto the 200. And I concentrated so much on that, didn't really pay attention to enjoying myself on my journey, And I stayed in those numbers, and I'm ashamed to say this number. I had to look back and check it twice, like Santa Claus checks your list and check it twice just to make sure if you're naughty or nice. Because I struggled for 67 weeks. I'm going to say that again. 67 weeks. Up and down and up and down and up and down. Never getting into the 40s. Up and down and up and down. Back into the 60s, back to the 50s. Back to the 60s, back to the 50s. It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. And then I finally got into the 40s, and I was in the 40s like for a hot minute. I think I was in there for 6 weeks. And then I got into the 30s. I was in there another 6 weeks. And then I got into the 20s. I was in the 20s for 24 weeks. It was like, that's 6 months. And now I'm in the teens, and I've been here for 32 weeks. Going up and down, up and down. The teens I consider like when I got down to 209. Between the 209, not going back into the 220s, was 32 weeks. Which proves to me that if I'm going to concentrate so much on getting into the 90s again, I could very well go another 67 weeks. Oh, hell no! Excuse my language on a Sunday. I have no intentions of doing that again. I don't. I just have to keep reminding myself that each mistake I'm making is a learning mistake. You learn from your mistakes. When you fall down when you're learning how to walk, you don't just lay on the floor and stay on the floor. You get up and you learn how to walk. When you're trying to eat the first time and you pick up that spoon and you can't get the food on the spoon, eventually you'll learn how to use the spoon. Everything you do in life, you learn. You keep trying and you keep trying and you keep trying. Because failure is just not the opposite of success. Failure means that you need to have a little bit of failure in your life to learn from your mistakes so that you can move on so you can be successful. So don't ever think that just because you're a failure that you're not successful. Because I myself can't think like that anymore. I just can't think like that because I am successful. Look how many, 4 years. 4 years in December. That's 46 months. 46 months. How many weeks is that? I got to figure that out now. Excuse me while I do my math because I have to know how many weeks that is. Because everybody says how many weeks they've done. And, oh my gosh, is that right? 2,392 weeks? Oh, that can't be right. It was 52 weeks in a year. Oh, no, that's not right. 52 weeks in a year, 4 years. 4 times 2 is 8. Oh, that sounds better. I was thinking, oh my gosh, Sandy, you really are a failure whether you want to admit it or not. Oh, it's almost 208 weeks. Still bad. Not bad, but 208 weeks. That's for 4 months, so I'm really got to subtract 16 from that, make it sound a little bit better. 192 weeks. On week 192, I have lost 91.8 pounds lost. So, oh, that does sound better than 2,300. Where did I come up with that? Oh, I was going by years. Math, not my strong suit. Anyway, a lot of times, like when I was trying to, when I tried to pay people back, like my mother and I were having an argument one time about how much money we owed each other. Because we started off with a bunch of singles, and I said, I lent you this, and then you gave me back that, but then you took that. And so we played with the money back and forth until we saw exactly how much we owed each other. Long way around something to do it, but we got it done. And then I don't like those riddles, like if somebody goes up into a hotel room and there's 3 people and they get the room for $27 or something like that, but then they leave, one of them leaves. There's a riddle that you can't figure out mathematically. It doesn't come out. I always hated those kind of riddles. But I have to accept my failures along the way is my whole point. If I don't accept my failures, then how can I accept my successes? Because I have never met anybody that was successful for 52 weeks out of the year. Every single week had a loss. Every single week never had a gain. I'm sure there's somebody out there. I'm sure there's the rare unicorn out there that's done that. If you're one of those people, please let me know so I can give you a shout out on my channel because I just would like to know if there's somebody out there because I know that I'm not. I do feel hypocritical sometimes coming on here, especially when I had such a bad day like I did yesterday because I know the whole time I was eating it, I was mad at myself. And the madder I got at myself, the more I ate. And the more I ate, the madder I got. And then the madder I got, the more I ate. It was like I could not pass up anything. I had chocolate chip cookies. I had Twinkies. You know, I had to go out and find these things. They were not in my house. I had to go out and look for them. I had to venture out of the house. And so that just shows you how bad I was. Jimmy John's, chips, pop, cookie. It was like, why? Why? And it was just because I let that number once again define me. And I think the weigh-in every day is what's doing it to me. I really do. I truly, truly do. I am not one of those people that can weigh every day. I wanted to experiment this week, and it wasn't a mistake, and I wasn't a failure at it. It just was a learning experience, and I learned from this experience that, Sandy, you can't weigh yourself every day. It just doesn't work. And the only way I'm going to fail is if I don't really try to succeed. And I am definitely going to try to succeed. And I want to give a special shout out to Joan at Joan's Pointed Plate. Oh, and I want to say hi to Adam. Hi, Adam. Oh, Doug too. But Doug didn't say hi to me. Only Adam did. But anyway, I was feeling, and I don't know if it was just because I was so tired because I was texting her after the boys had got up, because she was up early going. I had put something I had emailed something, and so she knew I was awake. And plus, she knows she's like family. She's like family. Anybody that texts me or anything, you can. If I'm still sleeping, I'm never going to say, "You woke me up." I'm just going to answer you and go right back to sleep, because I have the beauty of that. I can do that. Although I couldn't do that today because I had little ones in the house. But Joan, you really pulled me out of my funk. You really did, because I was on the verge of tears. I really was on the verge of tears, so disgusted with myself, just so despondent of how bad I did yesterday. How I was just, be honest with you, ready to just stop. Not maybe quit completely, but just stop for a while. And I'm thinking, oh, Sandy, if you stop now, yesterday, put that picture in your mind of yesterday, because if you stop now, yesterday is today, and today is tomorrow, and tomorrow is the next day. And that's just how you're going to go back to eating. And then, before you know it, you're going to be as big as you were in that video I showed earlier at some point during this video. Who knows what point, but I did show it at some point. But I just, I have to get past thinking that if I don't have a loss every week that I'm a failure. I just have to get past that, and I have to stop worrying about the number. And stop thinking that when I eat out, I have to eat out stuff that I used to eat in the past. There are healthy options on a takeout menu. There are healthy options. And I could choose those. And I should choose those. And I will choose those in the future, because I still like to eat out. And until I know the pandemic, it's getting bad again. I know that. But it's just, I was losing when I was afraid to eat out. So I need to get that fear back in me. I just, not the fear that I'm going to get sick, but the fear, well, I don't know. I just need some kind of a swift kick in the ass. Excuse me. Once again, Sunday, Sandy, Sunday. See, can you tell I haven't gone to my church service yet? Soon I'm going. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go. But anyway, I do feel about that much of a failure. I really do. But I feel like this much of a success in comparison. So like I'm way like failure, success. And I'm just going to stop concentrating on the number. When I get there, I get there. It's not going to change my life. I have to lose way more than the 8 pounds to get into the next size of clothes. So what's my hurry? Well, really, what's my hurry? I mean, as long as I'm eating healthy and enjoying myself. Did I enjoy myself yesterday? No. Not in the least. I didn't. I felt guilt the whole day. I felt guilt and despondent and discouraged and disappointed and disgusted. All of those things yesterday. Didn't stop me from eating. But it will today. It definitely will. Okay. I have the house to myself now. The boys Danny picked up the boys. They went out to breakfast. He offered to bring me. I said, no, thank you. Of course, what's the disclaimer? Eating breakfast out is my least favorite meal to eat out. So it wasn't that much of a stretch to say no. But I'd like to say, I said no. A little feather in my cap. And then Jim had to, at his club, once a month or once every 8 weeks or something like that. He's part of the shooting range. He's a safety officer, make sure everybody's abiding by the rules. And then he's sighting in his guns for when he goes hunting. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is what I do. I have my highs, I have my lows, but I think I have more highs. I really do. I really do think I do. And I try to be encouraging. I do try to give you both sides of the coin because there are two sides to a coin. Unfortunately, I'm showing you the flip side of the coin a little bit more than I want to lately. And so we're going to get back to getting to the other side of that coin. So subscribe, comment, like, share, stay safe.